All right, so we're live now. Hopefully, this time around, um, you can hear my audio much better. Let me know if there's anybody on now that can tell me if they hear music and my voice clear and loud. Hopefully, it's not too low. But yeah, let me get started here. So I have Houdini open here, and today is Mardini day. What are we on? I think day 12. Day 12. Let's see. It was Jiggle, I think it was today. Yeah, day 12. All right. And here I really didn't have an idea of what I wanted to do. But what I'm thinking of probably doing is some sort of ripple like effect, like a motion graphics kind of thing maybe. So that's kind of what I've started here with. I was messing around with Vellum, but didn't have any luck with that, creating anything interesting. Hey, human versus humans. Can you hear my voice good and clear? And also, do you hear the music? I was messing around with the audio settings, so hopefully it sounds much better than yesterday. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm creating this jiggle thing for today's theme for Mardini day 12. Cool. Sounds good. Ready to roll. Cool. Let me put another one like similar. All right. Let's see what else we can do here. So I was messing around here with mops, fall off. Have this thing in the middle. Then in here, I'm kind of messing around with the colors, adding some ripples. Nice, PGP. Cool. So here we're creating this ripple kind of effect. This is like a whole series of for Houdini. For side effects, they're doing a daily thing for every day of the month of March. So I'm here kind of doing day 12. And I've been streaming every day at night, kind of putting all these different themes together. go back here. How's everyone's Thursday going? This kind of looks interesting. A volcano and erosion with the terrain tools. Maybe I could try something, but I don't want to deviate too far from what I'm doing now. I did a terrain. I think it was a day. Let me check real quick. It was a pain to do because it's the first time I used those tools. So yeah, these were some of the ones that I did. Yeah, so it was day 5. I did some sort of erosion stuff with the terrain tools. And then this was like part 2 of that same day 5. This was yesterday's. It was disintegration or disintegrate. This was one of my favorite ones so far. I think it came out pretty cool. And the spider one. Nice. I'm wondering how much of a delay there is with the stream. Hopefully it's not too delayed. Hello, Karim. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. All right, so we have this thing here. I don't know. It looks like some bubbling effect there. And this is just stacking of this the same effect that I did earlier. And it's kind of weird. All right, let's see what else we can do. Are you guys joining Mardini, doing the daily challenges at all? let's remove C. And let's take a look at this one real quick. All right. So yeah, I'm just kind of troubleshooting different things here. I'm not really, nothing's really sticking right now for me. Okay, great, cool. Yeah, as long as what I'm saying is, it looks like it's in sync. So, and thank you for checking. So what can we do here? Thinking of maybe doing like a sphere like right in the middle. Like if it like hit and then it's like a rippling effect. Maybe that's enough for jiggle for the theme. I don't know. It's kind of hard to do jiggle as an image. I could do an animation, but I just don't have time to render a full animation. Yeah, it's the same reason. I've tried doing it years before, but just got busy with work. So my main challenge is to try to do these within like 2 hours. That way I could at least submit something, and then this is kind of the time that works the best for me. It's usually between 8 and 10 p.m. is when I can get on. Depends on how much work I have and other things I have scheduled, personal stuff. I'm wondering if the post process from Vellum works with just regular geometry. Have you guys used Vellum? The Houdini users out there? So it does work. But I'm not gonna use that. I think the smooth is working much better. It's a little stronger, but it kind of works. Trying to see, maybe I used the curvature to do some coloring after. Displacement along normals. I've used that with Vops. Is that what you mean? In here with this one? Yeah, this is not piped in the correct way. Let's do a different one. No, not that. Let's peak standalone soft node. Let me see. See what you're talking about. Is it just regular peak or soft peak? And I guess we would put it before all these displacements. Yeah, I haven't really used the peak node. Yeah, so I've done it with spheres and then use Vops with this one displace along normal. But usually it was with like a turbulence or something. That's kind of how I was using it. It was, let's see, turbulence, and then I would do, I think it was just add or multiply. And then that would go into amount. And just P and then normal here, I think. It's like moving the whole thing. It's weird. Oh, because I have P here. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I'm not gonna mess with that right now. Let's see. Let's go back to what we had. If I could undo all this stuff. Okay, let's just leave it like that. Okay, we were here. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like some weird alien thing. We'll see. Maybe we change some noise around. It looks like something, yeah, like an alien kind of effect, like from top, like that. Let's see. Let's see what lighting we can play with. All right, let's see. Maybe intestines. Let's see. I don't know. Messing around here with just lights and stuff to get something interesting. I don't know. Let's try a different color. Then more intensity. I might just use the shaders to drive most of the look. We can use the masks. I don't know what you guys think, but all right, let's see. Let's add more light. That's too much. Maybe a sperm circling around an egg. Is that what it looks like right now? That's funny. Maybe we change it if it looks too much like that. I don't know if I wanna. What's cool is like you could just change the look right away with the noise. Let's actually promote the scale so then we can just access it from the outside. I don't know, something like that maybe. Let's take a look at what CD looks like, the color. And oh, because I just deleted the attribute here, so let's turn that off. What about curvature? Something like that maybe. And we just blur it again a little bit, just the attribute color. Just so that it's not so harsh. And then we can do, I'm guessing we could do an attribute remap. And then just get the color and just put it into like mask or something like that. All right, let's save this and then let's put an out node. So this is always visible. All right. And let's do a material library. Material library. All right. And assign material. We'll dive inside here. Okay, it looks like it's all coming in as one mesh. So let's make sure we could just add a group. Let's go back up, and now inside of the SOP create, we can go in the import data, subset groups, and then we have floor and sphere that we just added. There you go. And then now we have access to them here. Okay, and let's go inside here, and we could use geometry property value. We put mask, so I'm hoping that comes through. And then let's get the specular roughness up a little bit. We'll do like a dark gray. All right, let's just see what this is looking like. It looks kind of crazy. Let's blur it a little bit more, the color. Let's put another material, USD material builder. And let's do something with the sphere. Right now it's just bare bones. Why is this rotated? It's weird. All right. We could do like a, haven't used it in a while, but Voronoi fracture. And then the old school way of doing it was with an ISO offset, then a scatter, get those points inside, and then lower the amount of points. And there it is. We can get maybe the inside pieces. Let's do a blast. And grab the inside pieces, or yeah, delete non-selected. And then we can make this into an add. We're gonna grab the points of, so we have this, and then we can do a attribute wrangle, we're gonna create an ID and make it the same as the point number. And we'll do the same on this side. And then now we'll scale these down. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create two sets of points that have the same IDs, and then connecting the dots together to create connection points. And then I'm scaling one of the groups so it looks like it's being like connected in a small isolated space. So this one would be the connection in the middle, and then we can do we'll do a merge. So now we have those two sets of groups, and then we'll do another add. But instead this time we'll go into groups and then go into attribute, put ID. And then now all those are connected to that spot there. So if we merge this in here, let's see. Let's make sure that we're using the exploded view as well. And that's kind of the idea with that. So if I scale it up and down, that's kind of, what's up with that piece right in the middle? Oh, okay, so it is a piece that exists. So if we remove that piece in the middle, now if we look at it, now everything looks like it's connected. All right. And then the other thing you do here is we're resample. To lower the amount of connections. I don't know, something like that. I'm not even sure what we're doing right now, but just messing around and see if something sticks that looks okay. All right. I noticed that my timer stuff is set up incorrectly here. I got like maybe 30 minutes left to be able to submit this on time. So today was a busy day for me, so we'll make it quick. Let's see. Okay. Let's just organize everything here. Okay, yeah, we'll leave that out of the way. I'm not using vellum here anymore. I don't know. What do you guys think so far? Does it look interesting? All right, so let's put a sphere. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Gotta make sure you save a lot in Houdini, especially if you're doing heavy stuff. Right now I'm not really doing heavy stuff, but if you're doing a lot of instances and simulation stuff, you want to version up a lot in case of a crash. Align, how's it going? You made it to a stream. I'm glad people are here and hanging out. I know it's kind of late in the Eastern time. So here we're just kind of messing around, trying to do a Mardini daily entry. Today's like jiggle. I'm just doing a still image. So I guess this stuff down here is the jiggle. Maybe this is like a alien kind of entity in the middle, and it's causing all these ripples to happen. We could possibly connect that into transmission. And remove the emission. What if we add another light but under it? I'm gonna come through the bottom. Nah, not really. Let's remove that light. Yeah, it does look a lot like intestines right now. Especially with like all the noise that we added. There you go. Some intestines. No, let's do, so emission, that's what I wanted to change. This is more like intestines. So every day for the month of March, there's a challenge in side effects. It's called Mardini. And this is day 12 of Mardini. And today's prompt is jiggle. So let's see what else. Let's see what else we can add. What do you guys think we should add? Shading wise, because we could do 3D all day, but I think everybody's love handles jiggle. If they don't, it's because you don't have love handles. They're an AI workflow. Not really. There's just, Houdini's very technical. It's very low level. I've seen some stuff online of prompting, but it just doesn't seem like it fully works. Let's do noise 3D. Let's see. What if we added or do a multiply right here? Connect the noise in there. And then we can do another multiply. That will just be for the intensity. Fractal maybe. And we could also use that for displacement even further. So maybe we connect, let's do these two here. Let's see. Multiply here. If we go negative. MLOPs. Yeah, I haven't really looked too much into it, but is that just kind of for like generating multiple things through like PDG? I think, is it Entagma that does that stuff? That talks about all those different things. I remember seeing something Entagma was doing with I think it was AI. Oh, okay. Yeah, so just using for VAX and stuff. Yeah, I guess if you figure out how to connect it, it can help out a lot with scripts and things like that. I still like doing things in VOPs, just like connecting nodes and stuff. I think it makes sense. But I know Vax is really good at just creating a couple lines of code, and then you can do the same thing you could do in in VOPs, but you know, with just 2 lines of code instead of like maybe 10 nodes inside of VOPs. This is like coral guts of an alien. Or he has the alien has like ulcers or something in its guts. I don't know. Maybe we'll remove the displacement. Kind of like how this is looking, but what we can do is do a mix. And then we can connect these two back. And then we'll do another mix. Yeah, you're a VOP guy. Yeah, I love VOPs. And you could do so much with it, and it's instant. So like as you start connecting nodes, you can see the results right away, versus in Vex you could be like typing and then you have errors, and then you're like, okay, I did this wrong, and then you have to switch formulas and things like that. Like in Vops, you can just kind of tie nodes around, move them around, and start getting different results that you wouldn't be able to explore as much in Vex. Because in Vex, you kind of have to have already like an idea of what you want, and then you're scripting it. I feel like Vops is more like exploratory kind of type of programming. So the relationship, the relationship is, this is an alien sphere that is like causing this ripple effect, or I don't know. That's a good question. I'm just trying to do a jiggle thing here with Houdini. Something that can represent sort of a jiggle. If you were to see this in motion, maybe the ground is jiggling. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, this one was kind of tough for me. I didn't really want to do like a typical Jello kind of idea, or like, I don't know. I just want to do something like ripple, like a ripple kind of thing, and then it ended up being something like this. But we could change it really quickly if we go in here. We promoted some stuff here, so the frequency, we could already change it here. Or we can go into the actual noise and turn it off completely. Then we just have this kind of sine wave kind of thing. Yeah, it's really just something that looks semi-interesting, and I'll be good with it. I'm not tied to any of these art pieces. It's just kind of to explore and learn new techniques through like troubleshooting in a short period of time. And then later on, I can go back and take a look at a setup that I worked on and maybe work on it a little bit more and add that to my tool set. I got about maybe 20 minutes and I gotta put this to render, because then I gotta render it. I gotta take screenshots of the nodes and then upload it in the forum in side effects, which I encourage you guys to go. It's actually really cool. There's a lot of submissions from different people, and everybody's doing a really good job with all their submissions. Yeah, I don't want to mess with fluids right now. We could do like, I could do like a VDB or something. Like VDB stuff. So technically we can grab the points that we made earlier. Instead of transforming them like that, we can transform them down. And if we move our sphere up, not like that, like this, we can then scatter points right here on the curve, and then we could put VDB from particles. Particles are just points really. And then right now it's huge because it's getting P scale. So with the attribute adjust flow, we can just put the P scale that we want here. Then VDB from polygons, we get our geometry here, which I think I'm gonna have to extrude if we do that. This is just a quick test. I don't think I'm really gonna do this. Let's, yeah, this went crazy here with the extrude. That's not the one I wanted to use. Poly extrude. And then you could merge these two VDB. Look how many VDB ones there is for Houdini. There's just a ton. It's called VDB combine. And then we can do a union. Right, this is messy, but smooth, VDB smooth. And yeah, that's kind of like you can do stuff like that. And then VDB convert or convert VDB to polygons. And then if we were to merge that in, let's connect this one. I don't know, we could get something like that. But yeah, I'm not gonna use that. We'll disconnect this, connect this back. And then we had 0 here. Or maybe it could be something like this. I don't know. Yeah, Houdini, you can build a lot really quickly. There's just the amount of flexibility you can get with Houdini versus any other tool. It's really a no-brainer for me to just use this as the main tool. We gotta move this up. Yeah, I used to use Cinema 4D years ago. All right, let's start setting up the camera. Let's add a camera here. We can do a 1x1. And then what if we were to do like a semi-isometric view? I don't think you're late. I mean, you're only late because I'm in a time crunch. But today I came on at, what time was it? Oh yeah, well you're kind of late a little bit. We're an hour in. So, but you can catch me tomorrow. I'll try to be on around the same time. I think 9 or 10 is Eastern time is the best time for me. All right, let's see what else. What else can we do? I guess we can also make a group for the points. So we'll put sphere here. And then we can also do attribute. We could do an attribute randomize here, and then we can use, instead of CD, we'll do P scale. So now we change the scale of the points here. Let's see what else. Let's do another sphere here, and instead, well, actually, let's go back. It was floor, the ground, and then we put points. And instead of having all this stuff, we'll just leave it as this and put emission to 1. And now if we assign the points, and here, and then add our point here. Now we can see that we have that blue or the green. Yeah, I'll do a quick overview in a second. It's not too complicated. But yeah, I'm not really liking how this is looking right now. It's still kind of an alienish kind of thing. Oh, and we haven't assigned any material to the sphere. Let's get the sphere material here. Let's see, something's wrong. Oh, pieces. So I gotta put this here, and then I'll do a star to grab all the pieces. Okay, so if we were to just review what we did, we're going here. So I'm using Mops. It's a third-party tool they are letting us use. And pretty much it just kind of does a lot of good fall offs and different things we can use that with. So it's just a regular, it's normally like this when you connect these two. I added some noise. Then over here we did a gradient where we can step that kind of noise. We blurred it, we displaced it, we smoothed it, displaced it again, we smoothed it again, and then that's kind of our floor. And we also again blurred the color, and then we're remapping color to a mask so we could use it into the shader. And then we're creating a group so it's easy for us to apply the material. And then on this side, it's really just a simple Voronoi fracture, like the old school way. And then it breaks everything, right? And then we got from the Voronoi fracture, we got inside pieces, and those got blasted out. So so if we turn this off, we blasted just the inside pieces. We created an add for those two, created ID attributes, connected them, and then the resample was just to lower the amount of connection points. And then we merged all this stuff in, transformed it, merged it all like this, and that's where we're at. And now we're pretty much just working on lighting. Okay, so let's see. And because these are points, we could even just mess around with the points as well. Here, you could do things like a jitter that spaces them out randomly. If you want it like thicker points, or if we want to lower the scale of the point, we can do that here as well. Let's zero it all in. Yeah, so for karma, to use the groups from inside this node, so everything in here that has a group, the moment you go into import import from SOPs. Right here where it says subset groups. So right here, subset groups. The drop down, you could see the different groups that are in there. So these are from the extrudes, or sorry, the coronary fracture. And then we have the new points there. And I just put a star so then it picks up all the new groups that get created. And then those groups, you can see that they're here in our scene graph tree. So we got the floor group. We got some other groups here. So, yep. Like the groups is good if you have like one meshed piece and you wanted to assign it the different parts of that mesh. But yeah, I'm not really liking the point stuff right now. I think we'll just leave it without it. And we can lower the sphere a bit as well. So this is pinned here. And instead we'll do 1.5. Okay, I'm gonna save this and I'm hoping to render this quickly with Karma XPU. Let me save another Karma XPU. Karma XPU is much quicker because it's GPU. Let's go to the light and lower it a bit. I feel like the light is not in the correct spot that I want. It's a little more in the middle. Just it's a sphere light. So it's a regular area light, and then under the type, there's sphere. That's what I'm using. We can go into the camera and then go to Karma, no sampling. And we can add depth of field here. And then Shift F. I really don't use these here. I don't use these enough. Oh. We jumped out of the camera. What I already have like a script to put this together. So I just select the camera and then it creates a another sop create that gets linked to the camera attributes here under, where was it? Oh yeah, it gets linked to the focal distance here. So right now it's right in the middle. And then we can just lower the amount of f-stop. It's interesting that the geometry light is leaving that ghosting because of the fog. I never noticed that. Yeah, so the easiest way to get alphas, to be honest, it's a little bit heavy. But I love using cryptomats. Because then cryptomats, you could assign it to any attribute that you want. And right off the bat, it comes with the material and the object, but you can connect it to other things like points and instances and be able to select the mat that you want. And then in compositing, that's how I would get the alpha channel that you want for whatever piece that you need. Which is a good question to ask because I'm about to start rendering this stuff. So in the Karma render settings, you can go to image output, AOV render vars, and then all the way in the bottom, you'll see there's extra render vars, and then you can add one in there, and then you'll see there is cryptomat. You can use object or material, or you can create your own. And I made a video about that, how to be able to create your own cryptomat. So if we use, instead of the object, we use the material. Now when we render this, so in the Karma render settings, you need to make sure you have all the correct settings. And if we select the Karma render settings, now if we render it off, and right here, viewing output, you'll see crypto material. And then you can select, once you render it, you can select these pieces and create mats out of them. So that's the way I go about creating mats and things like that, trying to get alpha channels. Let's see, let's do 512, and then maybe we add more detail on the bottom. Let's save this, make sure we don't get a crash when we start changing things here. So if we go, right here, I hope that answered your question about the mat and alpha background stuff. Yeah, so just changing a few things here completely changes the look of the ground. Which makes it look pretty interesting. Yeah, there's times that I use the Z-Depth pass for depth of field, but there's some instances where in compositing it just doesn't look right if there's too many things going on. So if you have the resources to render it in 3D, like depth of field, might as well, because it's gonna look a lot more integrated. But yeah, and compositing is totally doable as well, especially for simple scenes. All right, let's clean up this stuff here. All right. I was using this for vellum. All right. And let's see, just to see what the lights looked like that we had before. Nope, doesn't look good. And we can mess around just a little bit with the karma. No, I think that's it. I think we're gonna render this now. So we'll put JO day 12 jiggle and leave it like that, and then we can go in here and remove the frames and remove the hip name. I don't really need that. Yeah, we'll just call this a day, to be honest. Tomorrow hopefully I have more time. So we're rendering this off now. And if we take a look, there we are. Well, what do you guys think for an hour and a half? It's all right. I think tomorrow I'll have more luck with creating something interesting. So if we go to Mardini while we wait for the render, tomorrow is fur. So fur is going to be very interesting. And then there's, then Saturday's clothing, fonts. That one's going to be cool with the fonts. Fractal is going to be cool too. There's a lot of good ones. Like we still have pretty much a little bit over half the month left. So if you guys want to join, and if we take a look at what people are submitting, some people go all out and create really interesting stuff. So you have to submit the render and submit screenshots of your node setup. So yeah, there's a bunch of different things, and I'll put the link in the chat, and then you guys can check it out. So this just finished, and we're gonna go and open that hip file or hip folder. All right, and then we're in render, jiggle. So I'll just do a quick cop network. Ooh, what happened here? Is it our karma? XPU. Is that what it was? Let's do another render just in case. Let's do it. Oh, you know what? Was it? It was set to CPU. Let's delete this here. Let's try it again. And let's do 256 instead so it renders faster. I might just take a screenshot, to be honest. With I don't have time to comp this in. So let's render this. Let's see the actual file again. Yeah, something's up with the render. So I'm just gonna screenshot this, to be honest. That's what's gonna happen, unfortunately. And then we'll just put all this together. Perfect. And then we'll turn off the render. Take a screenshot of this, go inside here. This we're not using anymore, so we could leave it on the side. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for sticking around and taking a look at the process. And I will be doing this tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what time, but between either starting 9 or at 10 Eastern time. Cool, guys. So I'll see you guys again tomorrow.